Welcome back to Thesis Pending, and yes, it has been about 3 months since I last made an update. And there are some reasons for that, namely that there hasn't been much to update on because I have been struggling to write. I've been struggling to work for pretty much since I moved back from Nottingham, really, and really before that. But really, my anxiety has been bad for about 6 months now. And it has got to the point where it has stopped me from working. So most of you probably know that I struggle with anxiety. And in 2016, I took a 3-month break from my thesis on my doctor's advice because of how my anxiety had gone. And it kind of got back to those sorts of levels again. Which is frustrating because you kind of feel like you should, once you've got over it, you should be fine. But mental health is not like that. It is a constant struggle sometimes. You don't necessarily get better, you just get better than you were. My anxiety is very much linked to my PhD. I found the whole process very difficult and stressful, and I didn't deal with that stress very well. It got to the point where, I associate working with my PhD with negative feeling, and that's difficult to get past. So really, I just need to get this PhD done, which is difficult when you go to do work, you have a panic attack. There's been other personal things that have been happening that have made this worse, but yeah, it kind of came to a head last month when I had what I would kind of class as a proper breakdown, and I went back to my doctor. I now have some nice medication to help with my panic attacks, and I am applying for an extension to my thesis deadline, which felt like such a failure to have to do, which is why I wanted to talk about it, because from speaking with my supervisor, this is not an uncommon thing. There's always at least one person every year who needs an extension, and often it's for mental health reasons. And in a way that's comforting because, I'm not the only person. I'm not some kind of useless failure. But also that's really bad that it's that common. Mental health in academia is something that really needs to be improved, and I don't know what the answer is. I also want to mention I was not myself through the summer, and it took me a long time to recognise that because it was different to last time. I had a lot more symptoms that are more associated with depression, and I may have had a depressive period when I was very much just numb. Nothing really felt real. I wasn't really connecting with people. So if I seemed distant at Summer in the City this year, that's why. I really was not myself, and I didn't realise it until quite a while afterwards. So I think my not so great feelings about Summer in the City were probably due to the fact I was just numb. So yeah, what's happening now? Well, I've applied for my extension. I should hear back in a week or two, and if I don't get it, well, I'm assuming I will, because the university wants me to complete. They don't want me to not submit something, because that looks very bad on them. So I will most likely get the extension, and then I'll have an extra 6 months. So fingers crossed I don't need the whole 6 months. My plan is to just use 3. And then hopefully then if things overrun, then I've still got that buffer of 3 months for sorting out any problems. But I'm hoping thesis will be kind of done by April. I really want it done. I'm going to try and get back into more regular updates on this, but yeah. So that's where I'm at. I kind of wanted to make this, as much as anything, to let people know that it's okay to get an extension to your thesis. It's not like some crazy awful thing. You have to fill in some forms and have the support of your supervisor, and then it's all good. So if you feel you might need an extension, talk about it with your supervisor. see how it works at your university, yeah, it's not admitting failure. It really isn't. It feels like it, and I get that, but it's really not. All right, I'm gonna leave that there. Sorry, that was a bit of a ramble. All right, hopefully see you again soon with a bit of a less gap in this series. Yeah.